iPads and Pixels. Oh my. On our podcast show this week, we're giving you our thoughts on Apple and Google's latest announcements. Google's being a little bit smaller because they only have 1.5 things to tell you about. Plus a quick update on our relationship with Elon Musk. It's going a little rocky.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. So first of all, Apple just had their event. They actually did an event. It wasn't just a press release like it was last year about iPads.
Okay.
Updates to iPads. So they had a little bit more time on their hands. They wanted to do something different because this is their final, how should I say, final move to get all of their iPads onto the M platform.
M Silicon.
Yeah.
Right.
The Apple Silicon. Okay. So the first device that is finally getting away from Apple Bionic, M1, whatever, is in more powerful this year is going to be the iPad Air. So they have an update to it. Okay.
Right.
So first of all, it's a liquid retina display.
What was it before?
Still a liquid retina display.
Okay.
It's still LCD, just normal LCD technology. Okay.
Okay.
So it's not OLED. It's not anything fancy. It's still that way.
Okay.
Okay. It is one of their thinnest devices with a new option for screen size. It's now 10-inch and 13-inch. The 13-inch giving you 30% more screen.
Huge.
I know. I know. I know. I know. It's humongous. Like, I mean, I had a 12.9-inch Samsung. That thing was too big. That's why I switched to 11.
Isn't Air or iPad Air meant to be marketed as a super thin, very lightweight to carry around kind of thing?
I would not carry around the 13. The 13 is way too freaking big. Like, this is enough.
What size is that?
This is like an 11?
11-inch. So 13-inch, you're going to be out here.
Oh, well, I had one. It didn't even fit on this desk.
It's huge.
Like it was huge. Okay. So they have it now. It's available.
All right.
So if you have bad eyesight or if you want more screen real estate, they say there's more space for Zoom calls, for split view, for a canvas to create on because they want you to use certain things that we'll talk about after. The camera has been fixed now. Finally, you know how they had the camera at the top in like vertical view the whole time? Well, they put it to the portrait view like everyone else. Like this tablet right here, like every tablet.
So it's not on the top?
No. Show people your tablet.
Right, so...
This is an
iPad mini. It's the camera's at the top right
That's right.
here.
Now, what happens when you do a Zoom call?
Can I flip it this way? And it's like...
Okay. Now, what happens to the camera?
It's side. It's almost on the side, right?
Okay, so does that suck?
Yeah, because you'd be looking at like this.
Yeah, so everyone's looking off to the side in the Apple world. So Android tablets have always had it at the top because it made the most sense.
Okay.
Okay, so that's where they put it.
All right.
They call it, we put it on the landscape side now.
Oh, landscape side.
We've reinvented the camera position of the iPads and we put them on the landscape side now. Isn't that remarkable? Still 1080p.
It's so pro.
It's so pro. No, not pro. Air.
Not
we'll get to that.
Air. Okay.
Okay, so it has better speakers.
Okay.
And the 13-inch has a woofer in it that gives 2x more bass than the 11-inch.
What's 2 amps? 2 watts?
I don't know. It says 2x.
So
because this is Apple speak, right?
2 watts.
So twice the bass of the other one.
Whatever that 2 times more bass.
But they have colors. So they have a blue,
a available purple, different color,
a starlight, and a space gray.
Tasty.
Still using 100% recycled aluminum enclosure.
Aluminum.
No, it's aluminum.
Aluminum.
It has an M2 on board, which is 50% faster than the previous M1 Air. And it's 3x. I like how they switch from percentages to X's now. 50% faster than the M1 Air and 3x faster than the A14.
Oh, okay. So A14, the A series of silicon is the Bionic, right?
The Bionic,
okay.
A14, okay? Apparently, they want you to play games and use AI stuff on it, so that's why they've added this extra power to it.
Right, so it's the, what do you call it? Not CPU, not GPU. It's called the MP, not NPU.
Oh, they have NPUs all over the place. We'll get to it.
Okay.
They have Touch ID. It has 5G. It has up to 1 terabyte. Starts at 128 gigabyte now.
Okay.
So it's twice the size of the original iPad Air at 64 gigabytes. Works with a new Magic Keyboard and a new Apple Pencil, which we'll get into shortly.
Do you know how much those Apple Pencils cost?
I'm not going to tell you yet because that's the surprise. But it's a very good value according to them. Retail price $599 US for the 11 and $799 for the 13 inch starting prices.
Starting prices.
Now,
okay. You're getting the lowest model.
Let's look at the market here. Okay, an Android tablet, the Samsung Galaxy S7 FE. It's an older tablet.
Yeah.
You know, it's still got Qualcomm and everything like that. That tablet can be gotten for $300. It's the one I had here.
Right.
Before.
And this is the upgraded version, right?
This is the upgraded version. So this is about 600 Canadian.
What's S series is this?
This is the S Tab.
S Tab?
Tab S8.
S8. Okay.
Yeah. Tab 8 or S Tab, whatever. It's the 8. 8 Tab. So this is like what, $600?
Okay.
$700. So I mean, it's getting up there, guys, for an iPad Air. I mean, I remember when the first iPad Airs were like $399.
Yeah.
Like this is double.
So based on the specs of this iPad Air versus the specs that you got right now for this model, which is more powerful in terms of spec wise?
Well, they're all obviously Apple apps are going to run great on Apple hardware, right?
Yeah.
They say that you can draw, you can do all sorts of things. I mean, I use Lightroom on this thing. It seems fine. I don't really have any problems with it. I don't.
And it syncs with Google stuff.
I don't particularly edit videos with this. I don't do any of that stuff with this. So this tablet for me is a smoking value compared to everything else because of what it has. I mean, it comes with a stylus.
Oh, it comes with a stylus. Okay.
Which we'll get to later on.
Yeah.
So it comes with the Apple Pencil.
All right. It comes included. This
comes included at this price,
okay.
Right? So I'm happy with this. I don't think I'll ever upgrade this. Ever. Because it's a perfect size now. The 13 was way too big.
Right.
That's my opinion, right?
Yeah.
But
so 11 is a good size.
11 is a good size. 13 is humongous. It's so big.
It's the size of a laptop.
I couldn't keep it here. I was literally like, where do I put it on this table? This is fine. No problem. Even has a kickstand. Isn't that great? Done. So here it is. This is an 11 inch.
That's all come included. Oh, that's good.
This is the way it is.
Anyway.
This is about the Apple iPad Air.
Okay.
So
next step, what do we have?
It's shipping this month, May.
This month, May. Okay.
Yeah. Could be any time, but shipping this month. They said in their announcement next week, but in Canada, might take a couple more days.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a week.
Yeah. Something like that. Okay. Let's go Pro.
It's Pro.
Let's go Pro.
It's all Pro.
It's all Pro now.
Tell us.
The question is, does it come in black? I'm going to answer that for you. It's built for pros. This new iPad Pro is now built for pros.
How do you define a pro? Am I a pro?
Well, okay. Until they defined what Pro was with the MacBook Pro, I guess the Pro didn't mean anything. This year it means something because iPad Pro means it's Pro.
Pro. So Pro.
And we'll find out if it comes in black shortly.
Okay.
It's built for pros that want the ultimate iPad.
Ultimate iPad, like the Ultimate Watch?
Yeah. Yes. Or the ultimate iPad experience. Whatever that is to you. It comes in an 11-inch and 13-inch model that is very thin. It's 5.3 millimeters, 5.1 for the other one. Very thin. This is not going to survive the flex test.
No, it's going to
This
break.
scares me a lot. The size, right?
Yeah.
It's like when the Apple, when the first Apple got really big and they put it in people's pockets and it folded and it cracked.
Okay.
I know that you're not putting it in people's pockets.
5 millimeters. You know some of the PC cases out there with a tempered glass? Those tempered glass are 3 millimeters.
Yeah. So double that. That's about the size. You see what I'm saying here, right? This is an Apple Care scam. This will literally have everyone buying Apple Care by default.
Yeah, they're gonna encourage you to buy it. The salesperson at Apple is gonna encourage you to buy it.
And if you didn't, you're gonna have to buy a new iPad.
Yeah, that's more than
Right?
likely, yeah.
That's a lot. It's also less than a pound.
In weight.
Yeah.
That's fairly lightweight.
It's very light. It's pretty light.
Yeah.
And yes, because it's Pro. Not only does it come in aluminium, natural silver,
Aluminium.
but it comes in black, which means it's Pro. So if you have the silver one, you're not Pro. But if you have the black one, you're Pro. Finally, because it's a Pro, it's Pro, like every other Android tablet on the planet, every other Android phone, it finally has an OLED screen.
Finally, OLED screen.
But it's reinvented because
What do they call it? What do they call it?
They have done something different with it. They are using 2 OLED screens inside this 5.3 millimeter, 5.1
Two screens inside.
They sandwiched them together.
Okay, what does that do?
So you know how OLED, when it turns black, sometimes the edges aren't black, but there's some backlight still. So it's basically taking 2 screens and adjusting the brightness so that black is black and brightness is brightness, without the spill around some screens. Some cheap screens do that, by the way.
Right.
Many good screens do not do that. So just so you know, they call it tandem OLED, and it allows for 1,000 nits of brightness under standard conditions for SDR and HDR content, and up to 1,600 nits for peak HDR brightness.
So that's pretty bright.
It's pretty bright, but it has 2 screens driving it.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2 screens driving it means uses more battery power, right?
Shh.
Okay. Twice the battery power. Okay.
It also has XDR precision. So it's got this new Ultra Retina XDR with all the precision and refinements of that whatever. They said a lot of things.
So really, it's a souped up Samsung screen.
One thing that the other tablets don't have right now is something called nano texture. Now, this is an anti-glare coating that is actually etched into a specific type of glass that is an option that you can buy. So if you want, in other words, it's called a matte screen. You can get a matte screen.
It's available in matte screen.
Matte or gloss. Or gloss. I just realized that nano texture is matte screen or glossy options. Didn't PC laptops used to have these 2 options?
Mine still does.
Okay, well there you go.
All right, screens. Okay,
funny. All right. So you're probably wondering how many X's.
Yeah. So what processor is used?
Okay. So first of all, the new and improved Pro.
Pro.
It does use the new, and this is previously unannounced, new M4 processor.
Oh, so M3 was the most powerful that they had a couple of months ago.
Most powerful ever.
Now they have the even more powerful M4 now. This is the new one.
Would you like to know about the X's?
Yeah, tell me more about
so the X's. Okay. So first of all, the first X is not an X, it's a percent.
Oh, it's a percentage.
So it's 50% faster than M2.
So it's twice as fast.
CPU performance.
No, it's not twice as fast. It's 1.5 times
1.5.
faster. Okay.
You know, with some wiggle room, it's probably 49.9.
Yeah, 1.5 times doesn't sound good.
No,
so
of course.
50% faster sounds better.
It's gonna be whole numbers, right?
Right.
The GPU is 4x faster than the M2.
That's 4x faster.
Yep.
Why don't they compare it to the M3? Why the M2?
Because it's probably not whole numbers. It uses half the power of the M2. Okay. And they also dissed Intel because they said that for gaming purposes, it uses 1/4 the power of regular gaming platforms, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure they're dissing Intel's gaming laptops.
But you're not getting the same experience as a PC gaming platform. It's different.
Apple people don't know that because they've never been able to play games. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, roast. Big roast there.
Yeah, and they want you to play games on it, including some unreleased titles that they've been talking about that will be available on the Apple gaming platform.
Okay.
They want you to know that they've been using the Neural Engine, NPUs, for years.
Have they? I don't think they have.
I don't know if that's true or not. That's what they said.
Because early days, they used Intel. Right, so that was like only.
So what they said is that 60x faster than their old stuff.
wait, 60% faster than their old stuff.
60x. I didn't say percent. 60x.
60x.
I'm using X's now. It's serious business.
That's 60. That's
600 times.
60.
No, 6,000 times.
6,000 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. They're saying that this particular iPad Pro this M4 powered iPad Pro, is launching with some new apps, new versions of apps that have been around for a long time. So Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro
that's true.
are getting new options.
Final Cut Pro's been around.
So they're now going from Final Cut Pro to Final Cut Pro 2
Oh, two.
and Logic Pro 2. They've added a 2 on the end. That's serious business, right? It's not 1.5. It's a whole number now.
Right.
And they're both touch optimized, which means that they've improved color grading performance and multitasking by a lot to support these types of apps.
So are they expecting people to render full videos, edit videos and stuff like that on this Pro iPad?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, yes.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
they will just use the cloud services to send the project up the cloud, and then you retrieve it on your laptop and render it there. I don't know. I don't have the details of that. But what they also say is that in order to support this new processor, they need to use a new reinvented cooling method that sandwiches graphite layers, and even the Apple logo on the back of it is copper to dissipate heat. And this has improved thermals by 20%.
It's a heat pipe,
Yeah.
which PC's been using
Yeah.
for a long
We call
time.
them heat pipes in the PC land. And this is allowing this overall performance will be 4x faster than an M2 and 10 times faster than the original iPad Pro.
Hold on. So we got a copper logo at the back, right? Which is supposed to like dissipate heat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be hot to touch?
Yeah.
At the back of the.
So all the heat is in one point. So if you touch the Apple logo, you'll get scorched. Maybe. I don't know. Someone's going to have to test that. So with a thermal laser and see what happens. So Final Cut Pro 2 also has a feature that I thought that was actually very interesting. Maybe you will too. But they have something called Live Multicam. So what that is basically it turns your iPad Pro into a switching studio inside of Final Cut Pro. So you can actually record live video with other iPads or iPhones
Connected to
it, so you can switch different views. So you can actually, if you had a comm system set up, you can say, "Hey, Joey, I need a tighter shot of the climber over here, or this over here. Can you move over there? Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1."
So you have multi-camera feeds going into your Final Cut
So
Pro.
it's basically like
2.
having an ATEM with switching cameras. Only your cameras are wirelessly
That's
controlled
pretty neat.
on iPads.
Yeah.
And then that is all taken in proxy to the regular iPad over here. You can actually switch that off.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I think that technology was around a couple of years ago via this other company, but maybe Apple's taken the idea and just put it in there.
They've reinvented it.
They're reinvented it. Yeah.
Okay, so we understand that, right? Final Cut Pro 2 has live multicam, which allows but external cameras to be iPhones using a special live cam app.
Yeah.
That's specifically for this. It pairs all the iPhones together, and then you can use them as your camera angles, including the iPad.
Nice.
All right. So it sounds like
I have a question. So what type of connector does it have at the base?
Oh, it's called USB-C. It's the most amazing connector ever, and we've reinvented it for the iPad Pro. No, we haven't. So we were forced to use USB-C, and all of these amazing things are happening. Okay, so speaking of that, because it has to record all these streams and everything like that, finally, the USB-C connector now allows the iPad to use something called external storage. It is the latest innovation for the iPad. So you can actually have an external drive connected to your iPad Pro and finally be
record directly onto the drive.
Directly.
Which Android have done for many years.
Yeah. In this case, they've done something to improve it. You can record up to 4 raw streams, ProRes raw streams onto the drive. So that's a lot of bandwidth. That's like 14,000 megabytes. It's basically Gen 5 speeds 4 times, right? So you can do that if you want. You probably need a made for iPhone or made for iPad certified drive, which most people, like me, probably anything works. And the iPad Pro also has a similar camera system as an iPhone. So it has a 12 megapixel camera. It has 4 mics on it. And they claim that you can shoot from it. So it should be pretty good. The camera on the front, of course, is your standard selfie camera, so it's probably 12 megapixel as well too. It has an all new Magic Keyboard for iPad Pro, making it look like the Micro Surface Studio when it flips up.
Oh, so it's almost like what they're trying to market this as is a kind of the studio service which folds up like this, but you can take it away with you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen those guys with cameras?
What?
Filming like this with a big pad?
Yeah, they do that. Old people do that at concerts.
Because if you use a phone, it's too small. The screen's too small, right? With the pad, it's big enough so you can go, whoa.
Yeah, and block everyone else behind you at the Taylor Swift concert. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Okay. So
yeah.
So
what's the price?
Oh, the price. I'll get to that.
Okay.
Because we have more things that Apple wants to take your money more. So I'm going to talk about that. Masquerading as the new Apple Pencil Pro, aka the Samsung S Pen reinvented.
It's the S Pen.
Yeah, it's the S Pen. See, my S Pen here actually has a squeeze. I can squeeze it, and it has this thing on it, and it goes through different motions. See, I can actually have these things, these different menus come up.
I can just slide it up.
Just slide it up. Just do things, right? I just do what I want.
Also, almost like a remote control kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like a remote control. So it's kind of funny that this is now coming out. Like, I know that there's a huge creator community behind the iPad, so I think that this type of device has more usage on the iPad because of the community around Procreate. Final Cut Pro is pretty good, and DaVinci is also on iPad, so they figured out a way to get into the Apple ecosystem that way. Unfortunately, all the ideas that DaVinci contributed, like the multi-live, multicam, and everything, I think that their DaVinci, I can't remember, but DaVinci was working on something. Now they don't have to. So DaVinci being there, I don't know. I don't know why now. So let's talk about the pencil. Again, it's the S Pen reinvented. You can squeeze it like the S Pen to change functions like I just showed you there.
Yeah.
All right. It's got haptic feedback. Now, S Pen doesn't have haptic feedback. Mine doesn't. I'm sure there is a version that does.
Why the hell do you need haptic feedback?
Snap to field, snap to whatever. When you slide your timeline, snap, click. Oh, the feeling, right? You snap things, right? So
it's basically a remote control mouse.
Well, it also has a power indicator as well too on the iPad. So now you can see if your battery needs a charge.
Don't you have like a bar that tells you the battery anyway?
No, they didn't have it before, but now they have it. They had to invent that for the S Pen, for not S Pen, sorry, the Apple Pencil
Pro. So this Pencil Pro only works with the Apple Pro. Right?
No, it works with the other one as well too. It works with iPad Air and the M series.
So the Apple Pro works with these two new products.
Yeah. So you know, like, you see how I can tell what the I can do stuff.
Yeah. So now it tells you battery level.
This tells me about my battery. I have to kind of scroll down. It actually has the battery level in one of these screens. Yeah, see? Somewhere.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it just shows it. So it does that now.
Okay.
But it's a widget. It kind of shows up somewhere. So it knows, how much battery life there is left. It works really well with one or two apps. Procreate is one of them. It's the app that a lot of Apple artists use to either animate or create artwork and everything like that. It costs money, but it's not an Apple native app. Works with Final Cut as well too, as a finger. It's finger based, so you can do stuff with that. Whatever you can do with your finger, you do with this now for more precision. Of course, it works on the Air too. It works, and Procreate, apparently with the iPad Pro performance now, it's 50% faster. So they've gone to percentages. So it's probably more like 49.9, not 1x. Because if they can't say 1x or 2x, they can't say it. And up to 2 terabytes on the... when they were doing the presentation, they really messed this up, because I was literally listening to the presentation. They should have put this up with the iPad Pro. Okay, so let's finish off with the Apple Pencil Pro as well first. So it works with the Air.
Right.
Okay, and they think that this device It's not this device. Sorry, this was free with the tablet. It came with it, by the way. I'm going to put it back here so I can charge it. Oh, look, it's magnetic. See, it works really
wait.
Oh, look, see, battery indicator.
Wait. You're telling me this pen, this S Pen for your tab,
Yep.
you put it back on the side here, it charges it for you.
Oh yeah, it charges for me right here. See, it tells me the battery.
Oh,
Yeah, did you
I
not notice that?
didn't know that.
Okay, so now the Apple Pencil Pro does these things.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and apparently, according to them,
Right.
everyone has $129 for this device because at their words, I'm going to quote it. I'm going to quote the guy that was talking about. I don't even know his name now. It's an amazing value for $129. Amazing value for the stylus.
The
amazing
Apple
value.
Pencil Pro is $129.
Yeah. So even with this Pencil Pro, you still have to buy Procreate to use it. So you are already out $129 before you can buy Procreate to use this pencil with it. Okay. All right. So now that we've gotten the Pencil Pro out of the way, let's talk about the Pro iPad pricing.
Okay.
Okay. So
iPad Pro.
it was really funny how they did this because they talked about the Pro Pencil and then they talk about the prices after. Of the iPad before that, which I thought was really funny. So we're gonna talk about that now. Sorry, guys. I should have picked up on their ruse. They were trying to take away from the fact that this pencil is $129, but now having the price of the
same time when
it's a sales tactic.
Yeah,
guys.
remember that
It's a
time when
sales
they
tactic.
did the Pro stand?
Oh God. Okay, so all right, let's talk about this. So now the iPad Pro, of course, it comes in two sizes, 11 and 13 inch.
Yeah,
it's up to 2 terabytes of storage, 256 gigabyte to start. Okay, so the starting prices that I'm quoting you are for 256 gigabyte only. It also has Thunderbolt 4 reinvented because now it does Thunderbolt things rather than just charging the tablet like all the other.
Don't they call
Apple
it
devices.
Lightning? Or they can't call it Lightning anymore?
No, because it's Thunderbolt.
It's Thunderbolt. Okay.
It's Thunderbolt.
Okay, Thunderbolt.
Yep. Reinvented, of course, for Apple. The iPad, whoa. The Apple iPad Pro, I can't even say this. Apple iPad Pro 11 is $999 US to start. That's $1,300 Canadian.
$999.
That's a laptop. That's a freaking MacBook.
The $999 US dollars for a Apple iPad Pro 11.
For an iPad.
11 inch?
11 inch only.
Starting with only 256 gig of storage.
Only.
That's it.
Only. And the 13 inch is $1,299.
$1,299 for the 30-inch bigger screen.
Yep.
Again, 256. Oh my God.
So remember, they're on the M4 now. So what's going to happen in January? What's going to happen in September?
Well, you can't get the older models, even if you wanted to.
You might as well because these have M4s in them, you might as well throw away your Mac Pro now. I know. Now, get this. We talked about a Magic Keyboard. The Magic Keyboard, right?
Yeah,
Magic. It's magic, right? It's aluminum.
That clips onto the...
Yeah, it clips. It has a plinth. It looks like a Mac, like a Microsoft Studio Pro now.
Right.
The 11-inch new Magic Keyboard for the iPad is $299 US dollars
for the keyboard.
For a keyboard.
Give me a keyboard.
I have a keyboard. It's right here.
How much did that cost you?
I think this whole thing was $169
for the keyboard, right?
Keyboard and the backplate.
A backplate, and also it charges and everything, right?
Doesn't need to charge.
Oh,
it just connects to the connector on the bottom.
It's magnetic as well and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
here. Check this out. Oh, look. Oh, hey. I don't need a plinth. I just fold this thing out.
That's it.
That's it. See, all done. Bye-bye.
It works.
Works good.
All right, so you're telling me Apple's got something similar for his iPad Pro 11? How much? $299.
$299 for the 11. So this would be equivalent to what I just showed you there.
That's double the price of what you got.
It's triple.
More. Yeah.
Triple, almost. So the 13 inch is $399.
$399 for why is it so much more for the 13?
Look, dude, it already hurt me enough to spend what I spent on these flappy pieces of whatever. I don't care if they're made of aluminium. It just works. Right?
Aluminium. It's made of aluminium. Okay.
So I don't care.
Recycled, hopefully?
Maybe. They didn't say that. Okay?
Oh.
They didn't say that.
Okay.
Okay. So did you notice something?
Yeah, what?
You brought this up earlier.
What is that?
Battery life.
Yeah, battery life. Yeah. Did they mention anything about that?
No.
What?
No.
What?
No,
isn't that Apple's thing? Like, you know?
Because they can't mention it, it must be worse.
They must have mentioned it though.
No.
They didn't at all?
No.
So I understand why. Double the screen, 2 screens, uses more power.
Uses more power.
M4 chip, even though it's new, it's more powerful, therefore uses more power.
They have to cool it more.
And you're using all these apps and you're using your pencil to charge, taking it from the same battery. So yeah, you're not gonna get. It'll probably be if they didn't mention it, it'll probably be this. Oh yeah, no, even it's gonna be worse because
if they mention something, it's got to be something that's good.
Because I remember some other iPhone presentations says normally say if you new iPhone,
All day battery life.
They'll say all day battery life, or they'll say you get the same performance for the same battery life,
Yeah.
But they didn't say same for the M.
They said some things regarding efficiency, but they didn't say anything about the daily battery life. It's not like they say it with the MacBooks. They say it with the iPhones straight out.
Yeah.
But in that, that card at the end where they list all of the really good things.
Yeah.
Battery life was not one of them.
What? Normally they do.
Yeah. Like I didn't see it there. It was really packed, but I didn't see that.
So we expect it's going to be worse than the M3.
The only battery life indicator thing that I saw was for the pencil, because now it shows you the charge of the pencil. At least that's what I noticed. Correct me if I'm wrong from the presentation. So this is all I'm going on. Okay. So now that we've talked about the iPads, what did you think?
$1,299 for the basic model.
No, you're buying a tablet, dude, for $12.99 with no keyboard,
no keyboard,
no mouse,
no pencil, no keyboard,
no pencil.
What the hell? So if I buy the keyboard and the mouse, that's $1,700 for an iPad Pro 13,
and it's not even a real Mac. The Macs are that price.
That's plus tax. So you're looking at over $1,900 for a tablet.
This is MacBook territory. You might as well get
a MacBook Pro.
You might as well get a MacBook and get all that stuff. Now, it doesn't have a touchscreen. And this is what a lot of people speculate, is that the MacBooks would be going touchscreen. No, they've doubled down on the iPad being the touchscreen, and the touchscreen will never, ever touch the MacBook. I think this is what they're saying with this. Or they're shifting everything away and they're going to be iPad centric.
Do you know how much I paid for my Asus Zephyrus G14, right? It's a 13.3 inch laptop.
Does it have a touchscreen?
It doesn't have a touchscreen. Okay. However, it's got the latest AMD Ryzen processor, Ryzen 9. It's got 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive, everything, right? Gaming, you can do everything with it. I video edit on there. I got it for $1,600.
You know what I got my Gigabyte for?
How much?
2 terabytes, 1 by 2 terabyte SSDs, 32 gigabytes of RAM, the 12th gen Core i7, a 16-inch OLED screen.
Right. Yeah, massive.
Aluminum chassis.
He had a good deal.
With multiple USB and USB-C ports.
It's got Thunderbolts as well.
It's got Thunderbolt as well too. Thunderbolt, the latest generation Thunderbolt 4. It's upgradable. I'm about to do a 64 gigabyte upgrade. I could pull 2 of the SSDs out and put like 2 more in there if I wanted to.
How much was that?
That was the same price as yours.
And you got GeForce in there as well.
Oh yeah, I have a GeForce. What is it? 3060 Ti.
Crazy, man. And you're paying $1,900 for
a tablet.
iPad Pro 13.
See, I could have a tablet and I can have my laptop for the same price as an iPad. Both brand new.
Oh, by the way, what the mention about is when I say $1,900, that's including tax. That's the basic model. So if you want to go for the 2 terabyte version, you're looking over $2,000
easily
for a tablet. Fuck you, Apple.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So now they are a tablet company. They make tablets.
No wonder they're not making much money now these days. You heard about the story that they're losing money from the...
Now they're losing customers. Good job, Apple. All right, let's talk about Google now.
Okay, what have you got?
Guess what? The Google Pixel 8a is now out.
Oh, this to say you had a 7a, right?
I have the 7a.
Okay.
One of the best cameras as tested by Marques Brownlee at NKBHD, because he has such influence that he can sink an entire car company. And now the CEO has put his house up for sale because his company is going down the tubes.
The hell?
Because the car was so bad. He roasted this car worse than the VinFast. It's that bad.
What car was it?
The Fisker.
Oh, the Fisker.
The Fisker Ocean.
It's an EV, right?
It was worse than the VinFast.
Oh, it was worse than that?
Because he roasted it so badly that
Isn't that the one with the solar screen on top?
yeah,
of
it's got a solar screen and everything like that. It's
Okay.
made by Magna, which is a partially Canadian company, blah, blah, blah. But the execution was so poor that he's like, nah, this thing sucks. This is terrible. And the company is now probably bankruptcy pending.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So since he said that, he really loves the camera in the 7As. Okay. So I'm going to lead with that. First of all, the Google Pixel 8A comes with exactly the same camera spec as the 7A. No need to change that. Okay. But here are the things that are different. So the pricing. The pricing of the 8A is actually the same price in the US, but it's more money in Canada for some reason. Now you remember when I purchased the 7A in Taiwan, it was about $600.
Yeah,
Same as in Canada, $599, right? $569, $599, right?
Okay.
This year it's $679 for the 8A.
So it's a little bit more.
It's $80 more, but it's actually same price in the US, but it's $80 more in Canada.
Okay.
Okay.
Tax and stuff like that.
Whatever. Something's happened in the inflation, right? Has the G3 tensor like all the 8 series. So you get a spec bump in the processor. Better battery life is one of the performance benefits of it.
Yeah.
You get the 6.1-inch Actua display with 128 20 hertz refresh.
So got a nicer higher refresh rate screen.
Higher refresh.
Okay.
4 colors. You have Aloe, which is green. Okay. Which is blue. I have a blue one. I like the color. Actually, I didn't have a choice really. It was just blue. Obsidian, black, porcelain, and which is not white.
It's off-white.
It's off-white, right?
Yeah.
128 and 256 gigabyte options. I only got the 128 myself because that was the only option available in Taiwan.
With that though, you can add the storage anytime, right?
You could if you want to, but with Google Cloud and everything like that, I find it unnecessary.
You can record direct off the drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 256 is more, of course, 759 Canadian. Apparently only available in the Obsidian.
Oh, in the black version.
In the black.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now the battery life is better because it's got a 4492 milliamp hour battery over the 7As.
So slightly bigger.
4385. Now, the 7A's battery life wasn't stellar. It has a different chip than all the other 7s.
So it wasn't efficient.
It wasn't as efficient as the others, okay? So keep that in mind. But again, like I said, the same camera as everything else. It shoots up to 4K, 30 and 60 FPS. I think I can do that with my Pixel 7A as well too, which will be my backup phone when I take it to Taiwan because just in case I break another flip, I will have a backup phone. It's the most durable Pixel yet, and they've changed the way that the edges are a lot less angular. So if you have more rounded edges, I guess it bounces better.
And it's smoother on the hand.
Smoother on the head. It's more like a pebble.
Yeah.
It's more like a pebble. So it feels smoother, like the, what was it called? The Palm Pre was smooth. It was like a little pebble, right? But it was a smaller phone. So it's got that. So I guess the rounded edges make it less susceptible to sticking into the hard pavement of the Taiwan.
It's usually when you drop a phone, it's the corners that just
the snag for 1 second and then
the whole phone just breaks, right? So it's just the corners.
Yeah. So this has no corners.
Okay.
So maybe that's why it's more durable. Who knows? It does support the latest Gemini features like the circle to search,
the Google
call
stuff.
assist.
Yeah.
That all the Samsungs are getting as well too.
Yeah,
they were
circle
first.
search, okay.
So even the 8A series is getting it. I will have it in mind as soon as they release that firmware update. And of course, it has all the camera features, right? I mean, the best take, magic editor, audio magic eraser,
and food mode and everything, right?
It will know what it is because it's AI. In real tone video.
Actually, when he takes photos using this Pixel 7a, the food just comes to life.
Even my Samsung looks good.
Yeah.
My Samsung has a food mode.
Okay.
It's basically a cheaper Pixel 8, but it's still not a Pro because the Pro still does some things that this doesn't, which I can't think of at the
Pro's
moment.
more expensive though,
It's
right?
bigger.
It's bigger, it's more expensive, yeah.
Right? So that's basically about it. So you're basically getting a parts of the 8 Pro, parts of the 8, the same cameras as the best camera phone last year, the 7A, into a package that is well under $1,000, $600.
Yeah.
It's $679 in Canada.
This would be a good, like I said, a backup phone.
No, it would be a great primary phone because of the AI and everything. I think this is fine.
True.
I mean, you think about
For
it.
example, if I wanted to get a second phone, because I'm using an iPhone right now,
Yeah.
and all my personal stuff on there, like banking.
If you want
all
a
that kind
phone
of stuff,
as
right?
good as the iPhone, I think this is going to
I
be
want
the
to
one.
be able to use a Android phone. It doesn't. I don't know which brand. I was going to think about Samsung, but for this one, Google, I'll be able to record directly onto the drive. I can use the camera to do my video work. This
Apparently.
would be nice to do, right?
Didn't really get into that.
Right.
It's something that you probably have to try, but it probably does.
Yeah.
Because it is the same processor. It might have some differences though. So
Okay.
keep that in mind. And I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was something that they were touting on the bigger one. So that's something that we really need to look into. And I'm not sure. It's brand new, right? So if someone you don't really buy the Pixel 7 8A you don't buy any A to do those things. You buy it to use as a really good premium phone. Still has wireless charging.
Oh, I like that.
Right, so that's good. Previously, the cheaper versions never had that, so now it's standard equipment.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
nice.
so it has fast charging.
Got some nice features on this.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Still comes with a USB-C cable in the box,
That's
but
good.
no charger.
Good price though.
Yeah.
$600, $670. Yeah, yeah.
So compared to all of the iPad stuff that we just looked at, this is the best value
Oh yeah.
by far.
Oh yeah. You can get how many of these? Like 5
4
of
of
these.
these
4 of these.
for the price of an iPad setup, guys. 4 of them. Okay, you might even be able to throw in a tablet. Speaking of which, tablet. The Pixel tablet now has a brand new price because I don't think a lot of people wanted to use that little speaker dock thing. They it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's just wireless charging anyway, right?
Yeah.
So the new tablet price right now, if you just want the Pixel tablet, which is it's running stock Android. It's not super thin. It's not super fancy, but it's using a Tensor.
Yeah.
It is a Tensor core. So it's powerful enough, and it's only $549 Canadian now.
That's not bad. I mean, Google's not really known to make great tablets, but
It's not their thing anymore.
yeah,
No.
phones is good and everything. So, if you want just a regular tablet that does its job and is Android,
Yep.
yeah,
So you
$550.
can get 3 Pixel 8As and a tablet for the price of a iPad Pro setup,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Think about that for a second. Okay, speaking of thinking, the thinking man, Elon Musk, he thinks a lot.
Yeah.
And he thinks that he wanted to bully us off of his platform. So for some reason, our Twitter account has been suspended by Elon Musk.
What? Seriously?
Yep, he suspended us.
How did that happen?
I have no idea actually, because I'm trying to think. Did we say any hate speech on this platform? No. We
Wait.
We
I
made
thought
some
like Twitter
podcasts.
was meant to be like a free speech platform.
It is not. It is not according
Obviously
to Elon.
not. If we're
right?
banned, what would you say? Did we say any hate stuff?
Nope. We didn't say anything. We basically promoted our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about EVs a
Yep.
lot,
Yep.
and we talked about some of the disadvantages of his supercharger thingy.
Yep. So I guess he's just mad that we talked about him. He's mad that we talked about him. He wants to control the gateway for Elon information. So somehow he found out that we talked about him, I guess, because I can't think of any other reason.
Didn't he try to ban that guy who tracked his plane as well?
Oh yeah. He tracked him down. He wanted to ban him, and I guess he did. But it's a free platform, of course, right? So for some reason we are banned. We
Yeah.
are no longer on Twitter unless
Can we appeal?
I appealed, so I'm not sure if anything's going to happen. So at this point, we're on Threads at our podcast show, by the way.
Mark, my friend.
Yeah, Mark. What's up, Mark? Yo, Zux.
Yeah.
So,
let's be friends.
Let's be friends with Mark. I think that's all we have to say about that. So we're no longer on X.
Yeah,
So you
unfortunately.
can't DM us. You can't do anything. Our account is
Elon.
suspended. So again, find us on X at our podcast show, or also on Instagram at our podcast show. But there's actually a better way to get a hold of us each and every week, right?
Yeah. Well, you can actually check us out on, of course, YouTube, because we're YouTube exclusive. And of course, make sure you click on that notification because you'll get all the latest podcasts from our podcast show
Hey.
each and every Wednesday.
I wonder if when I say subscribe, it's supposed to glow right here.
Oh, some of the
Yes.
subscribe button somewhere, right?
Yes, there's the subscribe. If you see the subscribe button glow, drop us a note below. We want to know that it's actually working on our channel because no one's told us.
I've seen something.
Seen it work.
Have you seen something?
I've seen it work on other channels. So subscribe.
Subscribe, please.
Is it glowing? Let us know. Also, comments. We love the comments. And this is our so we're saying goodbye to X today.
Yeah.
Bye, Elon.
Elon, you suck. Sorry.
Until next time, we'll see you again.
See you again.
Bye-bye.